Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. It is so good to see you. We're here at Congregation Or Ami. We're thrilled you're here. We've got about another 3 minutes before we start officially.
Celebrate Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
So welcome, everybody. Lawrence, why don't you unmute and just play a little bit of background music for us?
Sure.
Please. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. My name is Paul Kipnis. I'm one of the rabbis here at Congregation Or Ami, and I am thrilled to welcome with us here for Shabbat services tonight, in addition to everybody who's going to be joining us, our Rabbi Julia Weiss.
Shabbat Shalom.
Rabbi Weiss has been on sabbatical. Hi, Rabbi Julia.
Hello, Rabbi Paul.
It's good to see you.
Good to see you.
You look rejuvenated and rested. Are you?
I'm glad it shows on the outer side, because in the inner side, I am recharged, refreshed.
Fantastic. Well, welcome everybody. We're going to worship here at Congregation Or Ami. We have such beautiful musical people part of our bullpen, Cheryl Bronstein and Jared Klieger. We have Lawrence and Alyssa Linick and Scott Rabin, as well as speakers from the village, its leaders, Rabbi Beth Lieberman, Judy Friedman, and Nancy Cole, and members of the village, Leslie Kraut, Rich Abrams, and Janice Orlowski, who will be speaking. We are thrilled you're all here. Let's begin with Hine Matov, coming in from Cheryl and Jared.
Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. לילה 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 לילה, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. לילה 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 לילה, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Kehillah, to a land that I will show you. Lech lecha, to a place you do not know. Kehillah, on your journey I will bless you. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Kehillah, and I shall make your name great. Lech lecha, and all shall praise your name. Place that I will show you. Lesimchat chayim, lesimchat chayim, lesimchat chayim, Kehillah. You shall be a blessing. You shall be a blessing. Kehillah.
So incredible. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom to this amazing Kehillah Kedoshah, this holy community. All of us are gathering to celebrate Shabbat here with the village. And let me take a moment to express gratitude for this incredible community within a community, the village. I'm looking forward to hearing from our own village this evening. This Shabbat, we read Bishlach, our Torah portion that begins with the Israelites rushing from the Egyptians, stopping at the edge of the Sea of Reeds, Moses holding his hands out and the sea splitting, allowing the Israelites to walk across dry land to freedom and even closer to the promised land. The Israelites crossed the sea, immediately celebrating their freedom with song and dance, and then journey on through the desert. However, the third day of their journey, the Israelites have turned grumpy. They start complaining about several things, one of which is the lack of water. They were thirsty, really thirsty. Our rabbis acknowledge that our ancestors indeed were thirsty. They were wandering in the desert for a really long time. But maybe our great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandparents weren't just thirsty for water, but for something as vital for the Jews as water, Torah. So just as water is vital for humans, such is Torah to our people. Torah and water are indispensable sources of life. In exploring other planets for life, space scientists look first for signs of water. And without Torah, Jewish life would not exist. For this Kehillah Kedoshah, this sacred community, the village not only brings us Torah, but like Torah and water, sustains us, fills us, connects us. We celebrate each and every one of you. And I'd like to invite Nancy, Beth, and Judy to light our Shabbat candles.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
La 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 la. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu lehadlik ner v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. La 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 la.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Leslie Kraut, and I'm the immediate past president of ORME. Peter and I have been ORME congregants for just about 14 years. A few years ago, which now seems like decades, I attended one of the first organizational meetings of what is now the ORME Village. I remember hearing about the village concept from a couple who had started High Village LA as a collaboration of two synagogues, Temple Isaiah and Temple Emmanuel of Beverly Hills. They saw the need to identify and connect with others in the same age demographic, ultimately making sure everyone was connected to a community. Fast forward 2.5 years later, and the ORME Village is thriving, thanks to all the efforts of the leadership team and especially co-chairs Beth Lieberman, Judy Friedman, and Nancy Cole. The leadership team has used their invaluable knowledge and creativity to produce thoughtful, informative, and entertaining programs. Launching the ORME Village during a worldwide pandemic, it turns out, was one of those silver linings. You could say ORME Village was in the right place at the right time. Going virtual allowed many people to try something new without the usual anxiety when entering a room full of strangers. The village was able to engage people without anyone having to leave home. Feeling connected with a group and engaged in shared values and interests has become even more important as we all isolate these past few years. I believe we can use the framework of the ORME Village as an opportunity to bridge diverse groups within the ORME community. The village has become so much more than I could have imagined. I see the boundaries as limitless and the connections as priceless, and cannot wait to see where the ORME Village will take us.
Adonai Okay. If you're lost, you feel afraid, and you don't know what to say, then listen, listen to our God. Is there a question on your mind? Is the answer hard to find? Then listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all of your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Quiet yourself, there's nothing to say. Stop all the chatter that gets in the way and listen, listen to our God. When the wind and the thunder finally disappear, and still a voice that you will hear if you listen, listen to our God. Listen with all your heart and soul, and with all of your mind. Write them and learn them and teach them well, every morning and night. Close your eyes and listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malechuto Le'olam Va'ed. Listen, listen to our God. Listen, listen to our God.
Shabbat Shalom. It's Rabbi Paul Kipnis. I love these melodies. I love new melodies for music because it throws us from our usual and makes us think about the words, about the feeling, about the tradition we've inherited and carries us forward. I think also so often about that moment when we were passing through the sea, our ancestors. It was a disparate community. Some knew each other for long times, families, tribes connected to each other, and there was a multitude that joined in with the Israelites and went out, walking through those waters, stepping through the mud and over the rocks, fearful of what's coming at them, exhausted from what they've gone through, walking forward. Nonetheless, they created community. And how did they do it? They did it with music, with singing. Miriam led the women who led the people in singing Shirat Hayam, the Song of the Sea, Michamocha. Let's let the Song of the Sea, Michamocha, lift us up, this beautiful rendition was composed by Cheryl Bronstein, her son Daniel Bronstein, and also with some input by me, Rabbi Paul Kipnis. We sing together, Micha Mocha.
Lie, 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 lie. Lie, 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 lie. Mi chamocha va'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, no ra tehilot, oh sefele, malechutecha, ra'u vanecha. Bukei hayam lifnei Moshe uMiriam ve'eli, anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam forever. Who is like you? You are the only one. Nothing is like you, so awesome in splendor, maker of miracles before our very eyes, giving us the courage, answering our cries, leading us past fear and doubt. On this path towards freedom, we all sing out, Adonai yimloch le'olam, forever and ever, forever and ever, forever and ever.
Hi, I'm Janice Orlowski of Thousand Oaks and a member with my husband Yaakov of Congregation Or Ami for almost a year. Yaakov and I met post-college while I was working as a volunteer in Israel. And hold on a second. I was working as a volunteer in Israel, and he was checking out the American Girls. We have lived in the area for almost 50 years. We have identical twin sons, both married, and one 7-year-old grandson who is the light of my life. I was happy to accept the invitation to talk about the joy of being part of an Or Ami village. I originally thought the topic was the Oi, which pretty much describes my life right now, but that is another topic. The joy is something much more positive. I am, I am so happy to have found this wonderful group. We made a significant decision last summer to change our temple affiliation to Congregation Or Ami, having heard many positive things about it. Being part of a congregation has always been important to me. While I originally had trepidation in making this major decision, I can say now that I have been part of Or Ami, and especially a part of the village, that this was a great decision. Services are beautiful, spiritual, and meaningful. Okay, I am partial to summer Shabbat on the beach at Malibu. I was concerned that I would not meet new people or they would not be welcoming. I am happy to report that I was wrong on both counts. While COVID has made connecting in person challenging, the Or Ami village has been meeting virtually since the beginning of the pandemic. I have gotten to meet a lot of new people from the shoulders up. Social isolation can be a major problem during COVID times. Having bi-monthly get-togethers with this group has been great, and I hope to meet many of you in person once we are able to. I am part of the Java Nagila interest group, kind of a virtual get-together over coffee and study. I really enjoy this part study, part kibbutz discussion group, and I hope to continue it both virtually and in person when we can do so. The Orami Village events, and there have been many, have been interesting, educational, inspirational, and mostly fun. I appreciate the planning committee, a group of wonderful people who organize these events. While stuck at home, I have been able to travel to various beautiful locations in Europe, Australia, learn about Gustav Klimt, enjoy a comedy show about our patriarch Abraham, and so much more. Our amazingly talented cantor, Doug Kotler, has brought music to the group. And even when the program is not about music, he has sung us out with a beautiful melody. All the Aura Me programs that I have participated in have been well worth my time, and they have allowed me to connect deeply with my fellow congregants and new friends at Aura Me. Thank you.
Lie, 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 lie. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomer Chasadim Tovim V'Gonei HaKol V'Zochei HaStevot V'Imahot U'Mevii Geula Lifnei B'neihem L'man Shemo Be'ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Be'ezrat Sarah Lie, 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 lie. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחייך כל אתה, רב להושיע, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחכה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים. ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. לי 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 לי. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום, יהללוך הסלע. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. לי 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 לי.
תעשי שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תעשי כי אתה הוא מלך הדור וכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך הדור וכל השלום, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תעשי שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תעשי וטוב בלבנך לברך את עמך ישראל, בכל ובכל שעה לשמור לך, שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תעשי שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תעשי
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk about what the Orami village means to me. My name is Rich Abrams, and my wife and I have been Orami congregants for 6 years now. When I began thinking about the village, the first thing that came to my mind was friends, old and new. We all have old friends. It's been said that old friends are the guardians of our memory. My oldest friend goes back more than 70 years, and we have so much history that only he and I can share. Like everyone, I've lost track of many old friends as our lives diverged, and that's sad. Another of my old friends goes back to the first day of junior high school. He recently passed away, and those memories can no longer be shared. We can't make new old friends, which is why they are so precious. But we can make new friends. And after a while, new friends turn into old friends. And the best part of new friends is that it is a guarantee that all our jokes and stories seem brand new. We never have to worry that they've heard them before. As a result of being active members of the Orami village, my wife Terry and I have been blessed that we have made many new friends. People we have grown to love and trust as we have worked together to create and expand the village. People we know will be there for us to support us when our lives inevitably bring both joy and sadness. Making new friends at this point in our lives has been an energizing experience. It wasn't something we thought about when we joined the Orami village, but has become a life-changing experience for us. And we've just started. As safety permits, we'll be able to move forward with our village interest groups, where we'll be able to meet new people who share our particular interests, whether it's books, movies, food, social justice, just to name a few. New friends, new experiences. It's why the village, as part of Orami, means so much to us.
Overhead geese fly south for the winter. moving each other along. They know how to get through brutal weather. They know together they are strong, listening carefully to their song. 'Cause these are strange times. Let's fly like the geese into changing skies. Lift each other's wings on this wild ride. Strive for great things side by side into these strange times. You want to give up, you are so afraid, scared of what's down the road, feeling helpless to make something change, hard to do it on your own, too much for one all alone. 'Cause these are strange times. Let's fly like the geese into changing skies. Lift each other's wings on this wild ride. Strive for great things side by side into these strange times. These strange times. These are strange times. Let's fly like the geese into changing skies. Lift each other's wings on this wild ride. Strive for great things side by side into these strange times. These strange times. These strange times. These strange times.
As we transition to the time in our service where we think about those in our community in need of healing, just to name that there are people even here on our Zoom screens that are dealing with or know someone or taking care of someone who is struggling with COVID, and times are changing. And with those who are ill, we want to send a special prayer, special strength to each of you and each of you that know someone who is struggling. And this is a prayer that feels appropriate for this evening, a healing prayer for those suffering from COVID by Rabbi Paul Kipnis. May the source of strength bless you with health and wholeness, and also all those who've been exposed to the pain of this pandemic. May you be blessed with fortitude and patience, courage and love, as you allow capitulation to the coronavirus to overwhelm your usual intentionality and intensity. And holding on to hope, may you move speedily through the depths of disease that saps strength and stamina down the road to recovery as you are renewed to fullness and healing. May you and all of us be blessed with refuah shlema, a complete healing, a healing of body and a healing of spirit. Now go on and say amen. If you are asking or thinking about someone in need of healing this evening, I invite you to put their name and their relationship to you in the chat so that we can lift up all of their names and pray for healing together.
Yishem Be'erach Avoteinu Mekor HaBracha Le'imotenu. May the source of strength to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. B'Shebera imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
There is that moment in every service when, particularly when we're online, I look around at the faces and names of those on the screen. And I and Rabbi Julia and Cantor Doug, we've talked about that too, are just uplifted by the community that transcends the separation that is COVID. You know, it's interesting that the word COVID in English, meaning this illness, this disease, has three consonants in it: K, V, D. Now, if you think about it, if you take those and turn them into Hebrew letters like Kaf, Vet, Daled, COVID becomes kavod, honor, respect, connected to love and connection and community. COVID, it seemed when it started all those months ago, seemed to be an item that would take us down, that would split us apart, that would make us lose the bonds of community. And yet, look at what has happened. It has been hard for so many. It has been painful. There have been such loss and such illness and such politicizing of the challenge. And yet beyond that, we have overcome. We have found a way to create kavod or COVID. Yiddish, you'd say COVID. COVID becomes COVID. Illness becomes honor and respect as we find ways of connecting with each other with what's really important. How many of you remember that first Pesach, when unable to be with family, we struggled our way onto Zoom or FaceTime and created connection and community? Kavod, honor, respecting our traditions and our relationships. We lifted ourselves up. How many of you remember that first Rosh Hashanah, when, thanks to Harry Friedman, who is one of our executive producers, is waving his hand, when we had to create online a whole service? And then this Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur, when we all thought we were going to be in the sanctuaries all over the country. And because of the Delta virus, that change in the virus, we were forced, most of us, to be at home. And thanks to the creativity of people who felt such COVID, such sense of respect for our tradition and our community, we created anew and found a way to be online and bring holiness. And how many of you had plans for this winter, December, January, plans to travel, to go to conferences, to visit friends, to be out and about, to have a wedding, a bridal shower, our plan, and had to cancel them again, unsure what Omicron would become, unsure what we could do. And yet, COVID became kavod, a moment to honor our bonds with each other, a moment to honor the fact that while so many of us have access to great healthcare, so many don't, and we need to face that reality and lift it up. Kavod, that sense that we need to respect what has brought us together and transcend the separations and come together. If we can do that in community, can we do that within our city, within our state, in our country? Can we heal the things that separate us and walk ourselves forward? So tonight, let's say kavod. Let's honor and respect each other, this community and our traditions. Give honor and respect to the leaders of the village who we will hear from in a moment, who transcended what happened and found a way to create community, and to all our leaders at Congregation Or Ami. Yes, it is a Shabbat Shalom, for we have found ways to be together. Shabbat Shalom. Hannah, if you'll put up our announcements, I'll just take people through. We were supposed to next Thursday be here in the sanctuary for a fantastic Braid, formerly Jewish Women's Theater, storytelling theater on Sweet Tea and the Southern Jew. What happens when the Old South meets even older tradition? This show is fantastic. Andrew Fromer, our youth engagement, teen engagement coordinator, is amazing and has been involved in this production. We're moving this one online, but the next two will be in person. Watch some incredible theater, hear some incredible Jewish stories. Because of our relationship with the Braid, all Congregation Or Ami congregants, that includes people who are in the village, that includes people who are who are neighbors, our distance partners, you can get a discount on the cost of this show, the individual show or the series. I think it's 50% off. Make it happen. Join us. You will love it. It is powerful and amazing. And we'll support the Braid theater that is bringing us together. Next slide. We're going to be studying with a great scholar, Rabbi Julia's teacher, Rabbi Josh Garraway, Jewish Utopia. Can we really repair the world? You want to come hear it, whether you're in person or online. Join us with 45 other synagogues around North America as we study. Next slide. For gay, lesbian, trans, bi, queer, and others and allies, there is a teen gathering on January 23rd. That's in the last email. Join with our LA cohort and find community and strength. Next slide. Java Nagila. Next Thursday in the morning, come and learn and find a way over coffee to enhance yourself with Jewish learning and incredible connection. Next slide. With Shomrei Torah Synagogue, kids and the COVID vaccine, ask the pediatrician. You have questions, you're unclear, you have some worries, you want to see what's happening. It's a great program. We're proud to co-sponsor with our sister synagogue. Next slide. And of course, Cantor Doug Kotler apparently is retiring. By the way, he's healing wonderfully from his hip surgery, and which he had last Monday. And he's not quite dancing around, but he's making fantastic progress. And he'll be able to play guitar again with his feet. No, I mean with his hands and whatever, as we celebrate him on March 26th, God willing, COVID allows us. Be with us. Announcements are going out soon. I will tell you that we will sell out our location. So those who have tickets included, make sure you sign up to get them. Those who are congregant level, neighbors and others, make sure you purchase those tickets early so you don't miss out to be able to hear this celebratory concert. Next slide, or that may be it. And we're back to me. So with great COVID, not illness and disease, but with great honor of them, I'd like to invite the three people who brought this village to life, Beth and Judy and Nancy, to come forward and share a few words.
Shabbat Shalom. We are always so excited to talk about Orami Village and its amazing growth over the past 2 years. Just think about it. For our parents, there was work and family and then retirement. Our lives are not really like that. They are more of a hybrid. We raise our kids and launch them, then they come back. We build encore careers. We bring our skills and our voices to our communities to help keep them strong. And we make a difference in each other's lives. This is because of Orami Village.
It was 3 years ago when Rabbi Paul brought us, Beth, Judy, and me together to toss around ideas about ways to form a community for our Orami partners 55 years and older. The three of us jumped at the opportunity. This was the first time we all met, yet we shared a passion for enhancing the joy, deepening the sense of purpose, and nurturing the vitality and energy in our lives and the lives of those around us. That became the vision of Orami Village. The result is that today we have a vibrant group of villagers making friendships and connections and an amazing support system that we otherwise would not have had. Even though COVID forced us to create all of our programs online, we've had an amazing diversity of events. Meeting every 2 weeks on a Monday night, as you've already heard. We've traveled the globe with armchair and Zoom passports. We've learned about artists such as Van Gogh, Chagall, and Klimt. We've had game nights, scavenger hunts, and even murder mystery nights. We've highlighted Broadway Jewish composers, and we've shared in Jewish studies, discussing Netflix movies, the holidays, getting good at getting older, and Java Nagila, as Janice has already mentioned.
And we're happily planning 2022. Our next program is coming up on January 24th, and you'll all get information about it. And then most exciting of all, Cantor Doug and his new hip will be center stage during 2 musical programs for us, one in February and one in May. And of course, we'll be sending out more information then too. And then as Rich said, when we can comfortably meet in person, hopefully very soon, we'll be launching our special interest groups for those interested in getting out and having dinner together, going to museums together, book clubs, movie clubs, bridge, mahjong, and even we have one person who wants to play pickleball, so we're going to find a partner there too. We created the village not just for today, but for future generations of Orami as well. And always looking to include more villagers in our programs. So we would love to have you join our warm and welcoming community. And we're fun, as you've heard. So we hope you'll join us, and we hope you'll spread the word. And thank you, Rabbi Paul, for getting us together so we could create this incredible community that has brought so much joy to Beth and Nancy and me as well. Thanks. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. Thank you, Beth and Nancy and Judy. It was prescient. It was prophetic, visionary that you put this together and found a way to transcend COVID by just jumping forward and making this community happen. And we are so thrilled and proud of it. We're also thrilled and proud that we have created another organization, another group within Orami called Orami's Neighborhood. Orami's Neighborhood are for people who live 60 miles or beyond or farther from Orami Sanctuary and who want to be part of Orami's community. And so they are partners like you, but from a distance. So I know one of them, Beth, who used to be a congregant and moved down south, is here, but we have people from all over the country. We have people in Hawaii, we have people in New York and Iowa areas and other places who are partners. If you have family, loved ones friends who either were congregants and have moved away or come for the high holiday services or whatever and want to be part of ORME's neighborhood. We do special events with them, make connections with them. Please have them look at orme.org/neighborhood or email me and I'll share all about it. I should also let you know that COVID, kavod, that connection also goes farther. We call it COVID-19. Well, 19 is a significant Jewish number. First of all, it's significant because it's one more than 18. We have lost so much life, and we take that to heart with sadness during this time, and had people die that we couldn't be at their bedsides or gravesides. But we've gone one further, and we've continued where we can to walk forward l'chaim, to life, even as we hold all those who have been lost in our hearts. 19 is also an important number because at Langer's Deli, we're taught by our past president, Michael Kaplan, number 19 is the pastrami sandwich. And you should know that today is National Pastrami Day. And go to Michael's Facebook page and you will find out, see pictures of it's pastrami porn, if you will. It's just beautiful slices of meat that, sorry, that was too much. Pastrami that's delicious and wonderful, and I apologize for that. But thank you, Michael, for reminding us of the holiness of that too. There is joy and there is life and there is sadness and loss. And whenever we are together, whenever we're in holy spaces like this, remember those who are no longer with us. They still have our kavod, our sense of honor for the life they have given us, for lifting us up. Some of you here are remembering your loved ones during this time of Kaddish. I invite you to drop in the chat their names, their relationship to you. And together we'll say Kaddish, a prayer for them as we move forward into life. And so we say together, Yit Gadal v'Yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma Divarach Chirutei v'Yamlich Malchutei, B'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agalau v'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Leolam Ulolmei Almaya. Next slide. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal Shmei d'Kedoshah brichu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata dameran be'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei Shloma Rabbah min Shamaya, B'chayim Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu ve'al Kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. May the one who brings peace to the high heavens bring peace to us, to all Israel and all the world, as we say together, Amen. In a minute, we'll sing Hashkivenu and then make Motzi and Kiddush. First, I would like to thank all of those wonderful people who helped bring this service to life, make it so meaningful. I'm sorry we're not together, but I share great kavod with you, such honor and respect for your talents. Thank you to our village speakers, Leslie Kraut, Rich Abrams, and Janice Orlowski. Thank you to our candlelighters and the leaders of the village, Rabbi Beth Lieberman, Judy Friedman, Nancy Cole, and to so many members of the steering committee that are here on Zoom with us. Thank you to our musical, we're calling it a bullpen, these people who come together and each do different parts of the service and give us a home run of a inspirational experience. Thank you to Jared Klieger and Cheryl Bronstein, to Alyssa and Lawrence Linick, to Scott Rabin. And a special thanks to Hannah Finkelstein, our college fellow, who does so much work behind the scenes to make Ora Mi run. She is a gift, a holy gift right from heaven to lift us up. And tonight, especially running the spotlights and the slides and doing security too. Thank you. And finally, a big special, first of all, a prayer of healing and sending love to Cantor Doug, who's out there, I think even listening from his couch. We're thrilled you are healing well and look forward to dancing with you. Never. And but singing with you always. And a special thank you to my partner in prayer, Rabbi Julia Weiss. We missed you these last 6.5 weeks, but we're so thrilled that you had time to rejuvenate. The gift of a sabbatical is a gift not just for you, but for us, because we know your introspection, your meditation, your reading, your learning brings back to the congregation a wealth and wellspring of wisdom and inspiration that you're already sharing with your faculty. You'll share with our youth in our school programs this coming week, with your social justice work, and with all. Welcome back. We missed you. I missed you. Hold your loved ones close if you have people with you. If they're not with you, take them and think of them in your mind's eye. Hold them in your heart as I am holding you in my heart. And let's sing together Hashkivenu, a prayer asking God to watch over us.
Hashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Ve'ahamidenu shomrenu l'chayim. Ufrosh aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufrosh aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake morning's light. Teach us daily wrong from right, Adonai. Amen. 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 Amen.
We lift up let us lift up a cup of wine or grape juice, a Kiddush cup, as we thank God for the holiness of this day, the holiness of this community, as we sing, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen, amen l'chaim. Anyone have a challah with them? Anyone? Challah, challah, challah. We have a great challah in the other room. Imaginarily lift up your challah, everybody, and we sing together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Now take your hands, bring them to your lips, give a kiss, and send it out to everybody in this holy, wonderful, respectful, kavod community. Shabbat shalom, unmute, say Shabbat shalom to us. and then go have dinner, a snack, watch some TV. leave.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom, everybody. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
You're great, Mama Lauren. Shabbat shalom.
Thanks,
Shabbat
Jason.
shalom, everybody.
Live long and prosper.
Shabbat shalom. Live long and prosper, you too. Shabbat shalom.
Look at Lynn Lingberg.
Shabbat shalom. Hello, Jill. Sending love. Good to see you, Mosses. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Shabbat shalom. I know the Stein hours are there. Shabbat shalom. I know the Stein hours are there, but there's a iPad problem, so they are watching on TV. Shabbat shalom to the whole family, Nancy and Myron. Good to see you.
Beautiful,
Shalom,
Cheryl and
and Jared.
Next time,
Lawrence,
Lawrence,
guys.
Jeopardy
Lawrence.
fans.
Lawrence and Alyssa, you're amazing.
You guys.
Hey,
we'd like to sing with you guys sometime, Lawrence and Alyssa.
Yes, we should.
Jill, it's good to see you. Thinking about you all the time.
And Scott, where's Scott?
Scott, yeah, wow.
Scott, thank you.
That was awesome.
Beautiful piano and singing.
Awesome, beautiful.
Shabbat
So beautiful. I
shalom.
don't know
Thank
what
you
Scott is.
all so
You guys were
beautiful.
great.
Rabbi, you were wonderful too.
Everybody really loved it.
Yeah.
Shabbat shalom.
Wonderful.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Thanks for
Bye,
a great
everybody.
service. Shabbat shalom.
Hi, Nancy.
Bye.
Bye.
Gonna leave me.
Jay,
Bye.
we're now to the end.
Yeah, we're on to the end.
Shabbat shalom, everyone. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Thanks, Hannah. Great job,
Thank you,
as
Hannah, for all your
always.
help. Shabbat
Thank
shalom.
you. Your services. Amazing.
Okay.
Rabbi, you should go to the Skirball Center. The Star Trek exhibit is very cool. A lot of screen use stuff there.
Awesome. Awesome. I look forward. I'll
been
make that
there.
happen.
I'm going again
actually,
next week.
fantastic. I went, my friend Ron took me